Hi, Carol here, and I am on part 3, I think, of who knows how many on this mini. And due to my cold, I've been working a little slow. So I have not got the 2 extra bags finished, completed. But like I said on the last video, I did complete these 4. So the reason I'm not going to bore you going through all 4 of these, but remember on this one that I had made a mistake on. Let me find it here. Yes, right here. All I did here is I made an extra pocket and stapled it with some leftover paper. And I am going to put that upside down in that corner like that. I'm going to make one for this corner the same size, and there you go, we solved the problem and we have another little tag space. So that's what I did there. And now I am making an insert for the bag, and then when that gets finished we will bind it together and we'll put the cover on. And one thing about doing videos that I find is you have to be a tad prepared, and that uses up time. So on the last video I was showing you this card. I did complete it, and I wanted to show you this. In one of my hauls, remember I got those little wee letters in one of the packages, so I put Merry Christmas on there. But when I did the gate, I had forgotten to put the I was going to say wax paper. I was going to say saran wrap. The wax paper on it. So I ran the die through again. I kept the gate all but the front here. I took out the little pieces of that, but I wanted to keep the wax paper on top, and I did not want to take out any of these to make it look like iron gates or something. I wanted to have it whole because it was going on this card. And when you have such an intricate die like this, it's hard to not get glue on the underneath. So I kept that down. I took Scotch tape. I Scotch taped the back of the entire die cut out. Kept the wax paper on top. You can feel it there. If I get up closely, you will see it. It's got this shine to it, and it sets it apart from the basic flat white. So I put the square diamonds, I did the round with the little squares, and then I put the ovals on the 3 butterflies, and it came out to be, I think, a nice card. Number 2, I finished over there. I'm going to show you this. I finished putting all of my colors out here. The only thing I didn't count on is the fact that on the top layer here, when you get to the bottom, you're not going to be able to put this on the bottom, so I had to stagger them like this. See that? So anyway, I got that finished, and I'm going to set this back up because my last video I didn't set it up properly, and I ended up with half of me in there. And it's so funny because I grabbed a sweater to just put on, not realizing I had long sleeves on, so I pushed my long sleeves up and I put this little sweater over top and it looked like I had wrestling arms when it showed it in the video. So anyway, I look pretty good right there, and let's keep going. The mini that I'm doing is out of this Tattered Time stack by by DCWV. It actually looks like a Tim Holtz book. It's very vintage and very old school. So that's what I used there. And then, like I said, true to my word, I took the front lock off of my little $2 Ramus find yesterday. So I took the lock off here, and I'm going to use it on this project that I'm doing. This project is for inside the mini, just as an extra. And I thought if you're following along and you get a little tired of doing the bags continually, because there's 6 of them, you can stop and make one of these, and that's what I did. So the lock is from that box that I'm going to alter, and let's see what you're going to need for this actual piece in here. It's kind of like a wallet thing. And I got this idea off of Kathy Orta's site, and she is really good at teaching and showing you, but you just have to keep going over it and over it and writing it down and watching it and watching it. And so that's why I'm going to take it slow, the same, format, and show you what I did. What I like to do is I have a binder that I put everything in when I do a project I like. So it's double the work, but it is worth it in the end. You just make yourself templates, okay? So, as I was doing this, remember I said how the cutting board, my Martha Stewart board and the Stampin' Up! Board were not similar, but what it was is the Martha Stewart board and my cutting board and embossing board, that cutting board is in tenths, and the Martha Stewart board is in eighths. So I will give you, obviously you just double this to get it in the tenths, because you bring it down, right, half in your fractions. So anyway, this is what you're going to need. You're going to need one piece that is, everything is going to measure 4 5/8 wide, okay? And this is an 11, this is cut out at 8, let me see. This is cut, I think I kept it at 11 inches, if I'm right. Yes, so it's 8.5 by 11. You just cut it on the 8.5 to side, 4 5/8, and you run it down, keep the 11. Then you're going to score it on your scoreboard. Now, I used the Martha Stewart scoreboard and did it in eighths. So you're going to score it at 2.5. Then you're going to make this little wee notch here for a tiny gusset. Okay, this is a small gusset, and this is the small gusset end is your bottom piece eventually. You're going to score it at 2.5, 2 5/8. That gives you that 1/8 of an inch gusset. Then you're going to score it at 8 3/8, and then you're going to go over 1/4 of an inch and score it at 8 5/8. Okay, so you have 1/4 of an inch on this one. And this is going to end up the top piece of this. So I cut this piece out and did something with it right here. That's this right here, okay? So I did it in black. And then on the bottom piece here, because it's only 11 inches, and when I put this inside that I'm doing here, it's going to be a 3-pocket little mini, and it's going to seat itself in here. So because it is short here, it's only 11 inches, you're going to make this piece of black cardstock, which is 3 3/4 by 4 5/8. Remember, everything's 4 5/8 wide and 3 3/4 down. And then you're going to bring it in just 1/8 of an inch and cut off whatever you like there. The reasoning for doing this paper is because it has this coating on it, almost like an embossed coating. And that's going to give me stability when I put this lock on there. This lock is going to go here, and this piece is going to be like this. It's going to attach itself to make it longer on that 11-inch side. This is going to go on top like this. It's going to give me some bulk. Now you can always put some cardstock underneath if you like, but I think this will be enough. And then we are going to punch some holes out. The lock is going to go here, and the other one is going to go on the bottom, obviously the other way around. And we are going to have a nice lock on here, and this is going to go inside one of the pockets in there. So you just have to take a screwdriver I could not find a small enough one, but I went to my kitchen and got me out that, and it worked inside those little wee screws perfectly. I didn't have something that small. So the point of a knife is really works well. Okay, so that's what this is here. And I am going to attach this now. I used some 1/2-inch score tape. This is the score tape that I get at Walmart. And it's only, if I can remember, it's $1.27 a pack. And this is, I've never used Score Pal tape, but I'm going to tell you, this is really sticky. So I would check out your Walmarts for this. It is really, really worth the money. You get quite a bit on a roll. I'll have to check and see how much you get. So there's no rhyme, no reason to this bunch of, what are these things here? It'll come to me. So it doesn't matter where you put it. But I do want the majority of it towards the bottom, right there. Okay, so now we are going to put tape on this, and this section is going to go on here, and it's going to close on this. And it worked out perfectly to take, this had a long strip of these tags, these, I like to say coupons. What are these called here? Anyway, you know what they are. Had a long strip of them. I cut them off perfect to 3 of them. Worked out magnificent for the bottom. So then this is going to attach itself there like that. I'm going to put the lock on it, and then your goodies are going to be on the inside. So I will go over the inside with you. If you're following along and you want to do one of these for your lunch bag mini, that's what you're going to need. So there's that piece right there. Now, to make the actual inside, this is what you're going to need. First of all, we're going to need to attach these. Now, this one that I did, this is going to be an inside tag that is going to go down inside here. And I just cut off, it has all these sections that are perfectly aligned to do a pull-out tag. So I'm setting that aside because I'm going to put some 1/4-inch tape like the other one on that. Okay, that's just a tag. So this one, the measurements. Here's my guide. I cut out a guide first. And okay, mine is not double-sided, so it doesn't matter, because if you're going to make a tag and you're going to put it on the, anything inside of this, you're going to have to have 2 of them anyway. And I wanted to tell you, I cut everything. I did not use my cutting tool. I used extra long scissors right here. And I just cut it. I did my main pattern, I cut it with the cutter. But to do these pieces of paper, the cardstock, I just did it with the scissors, because you are going to distress the edges. So if you're out just a millimeter, it's not going to matter, okay? So you're going to take your first piece here, which is this one. I want to make sure I get it so it looks proper. And we can distress it after. I'm just going to give you the measurements. You want to cut out 2 of these right here. Now remember, everything is 4 5/8 across, right? This is 4 5/8 across. It's going to seat itself inside here. I wanted 3 pockets. So it is 5.5 inches long by 4 5/8 across. You end up with 2 of these as a pocket. So you can put that away. The next one that you're going to have is 4 5/8 across by 3 3/4, and that is this one. Okay, So that is going to seat itself just below it. You're going to have an upper, the next one down, and I want to make sure that one is for that one. Just want to see what I have these. And then the next one that you're going to have here is 4 5/8 across by 3 inches, I think. Only because I'm looking and I don't see 4 inches by, okay, this one is 4 inches. So it is 4 5/8 across by 4 inches down. You're going to make 2 of them because they're going to be pockets, and it's going to seat itself like this. So you're going to have it like that. We're going to cut out notches in here, and we're going to build on this, which is going to go inside of this unit right here. This is going to sit right there, and we are going to make ourselves some hinges to attach that. Okay, and you're going to need 4 of them. I made an extra one because I was going to show you how I punched that out. So these are 4 5/8 across. Of course, all our measurements are 4 5/8, and by 2 inches, scored in half at 1 inch. And then you are going to just punch out. I used the, let me find it here. I don't think I put it away because I was using it. I use this 1 inch. It's either 1 inch or 3/4 inch. These ones don't give you a measurement. But anyway, that's what I used there. So all I did was I folded it in half like this, pinched the end so I could see where the halfway mark was. When I put this up, I just centered it like that. Then I put it in half, slid that under, and I do another one like that. And then they're perfectly even. All of them will be the same. Okay? So we're going to have 4 of those. And that's what's going to hinge these. So I vacuumed my whole room up and got it all cleaned up this morning. So now I'm watching where I put everything. So that was 2 inches by 4 5/8, scored in half at 1 inch. And then just fold it in half this way. Get yourself a little measuring guide. Take your whatever you want to punch it in and find the center and punch it out. Fold it and do it again. And you will have that. I'm going to set it there in case I do need an extra one. All right, so that's as far as we've gotten there. And we're good. We still have 10 minutes left. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to take the small 1/4 inch tape. I was thinking of doing it all with staples, but I don't want it to grab with the staples. So I am going to bore you senseless by putting tape on here. And this little wallet thing is going to look really cute when we get to the embellishing stage of this mini. It's really funny because when I was watching Kathy's video there, she also took a box, an altered box, and she took off the lock. And I'm going to have to keep my eye open. And what she said is to look for, when you go to your craft stores, actually hobby stores, you know, when you have the doll houses and that, she said, well, they make all of this paraphernalia for making doll houses and things. So I'm going to have to find a hobby shop and see what I can get there because, you know, the price adds up. Even if you pay $2, that little thing is not worth $2. But if you're doing something like this, I guess it is. So take your pokey tool and let's put this thing together. Oh, wait a second. First mistake here. Actually, it's not. I'm going to leave this tape on it only should have went on as this, but you see, I was talking again, but I'll leave it on because it's not sticky, so I'm fine. And you should see what we're going to do with the cover. It's going to be really nice. Okay, so then you're going to take your piece like this, and this isn't going to matter. So you're going to put this on after, just a minute here, find the piece I did not. Was I talking and took that off anyway? I did. Let's put that back on. I don't want to use this. There we are. We'll just put it right back on there. And we're good to go. There. There. So you're going to take this, find the center, pinch it there without attaching it like that. And then I'm going to make a notch in here. Like that. Put this on. And, oh, my dog, who never barks. Must be someone in the laneway. There we are. Then you can just, if you see some little edges, just take them off. Like I said, I'm going to distress all of these, so it's not going to matter. And then, there we are. And then I'll just take some ink and go around them. And I have to do this because if I'm going to show you how I, well, like I said, I've only watched this. This one I think I watched a couple of times, but you have to be careful what you're doing. So, saying that, I'm going to be careful. I'm only going to do these three sides. People must be getting off the school bus, and Cinnamon is hearing it. She's a good alarm clock for me. Okay, so there we go. Look at that. Take this off. I think what I'm going to do on this is just burnish it down a little bit. There. Makes it easier to come up. Because I just sensed it wasn't coming up. So you get two sizes of this double back tape at Walmart. The 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch. And like I said, every time I go in there, I grab some. Okay, so let's carefully, as careful as we can, put that on. I can see. I'll do it with my large scissors. So you're going to make a notch to give me some direction as to taking this out. And this took out 2 sheets of paper, this little thing, so that's good. One day I'm going to do that and it's going to break. Okay, so now we have 2. And the gussets, the hinges, excuse me, are going to be on the outside. That's the way she did it, on the outside. See what I'm saying? You can do it with a longer pair of scissors, you're good. And then I'm going to do that with ink. So this one, even it out, sits down like this. And I'm going to take a little bit of this off. I can see that right there. There we are. Okay. And I'll ink that. So there's your second one, and that's your third one actually, your second one, and then the large one here. Oh, that's right there. And there we are. And it's funny because I was looking online last night at Score at the Score Pal site. And I thought, no, you don't. Don't you order a thing, Carol. You have all of this tape. I have tons of it. I used to grab it most. I used to grab them all when I saw them, but then you get too many of them stacked up. So now I just grab one every time I'm in Walmart. And our town, the main store is Walmart. So that tells you how many times I go in there in a week. There we go. Okay. So we've done that. Let's take it off. And let me see here. 3 minutes. Yikes. I will complete this when I come back for the next taping. I'll try and do it this evening, just so that's like that. So I want that to be like that. And you do have to watch your patterns if you're using patterns, right? There we are. So now we have 3 pockets, and I'm going to distress it, remember. So which way do I want? Which way is up? This way is up. And fold it like this. Pinch it. That's your halfway mark. Set this up. There we go. Let's see if that was the halfway mark. Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm going to take out a little bit on this side because it wasn't quite. I have more on this side than this side. So there. So I will do that too. See, these are pretty right on. That's the beauty of this. Take a little bit out of this side. I just want them to match when, somewhat, when it's going down the line like this. And the old distressing tool will make a difference. Just come down inside here, and you don't have to worry that it is there. Okay, so there we have that one. I'll ink that so it won't be so noticeable, and then I'm going to have to take a little bit out of here. Not much. Just a tiny bit on each side so it looks there. Okay. Something, how that, you can see that like that. Eh? There we are. So I have 1 minute. So now I am going to attach these with my little attachments. I have my little pieces here that are going to go on the outside. I want to match them up as best I can color-wise, like this. So I'm going to put all of these down. They are going to go on the outside like this. So I start with this one in here, and I start here, and I start putting them together like this. Like that, actually, because it's going to flip. Okay, so have yourself a blessed evening. We will come back to this, and then I'll finish it off for you, and we'll be all set. Okay, thank you for joining me.